And turning now to the war in Ukraine, it has been more than 2 years since Russian forces launched an invasion into Ukraine, kicking off this current conflict. In less than 2 weeks, Ukrainian President Zelenskyy will travel here to the U.S. for the UN General Assembly. And that's where he says he's hoping to meet with President Biden, Vice President Harris, and former President Trump to present his plans for peace and ending the war. And this comes as just this week, Russia hit Ukraine with a powerful missile and drone attack. To discuss this further, we bring in Andrij Dobriansky, the Director of Communications and Media for the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America. It is wonderful to see you as always. So, Andrij, Zelenskyy says he hopes he can eventually force Russia to end this war diplomatically. Do you think that's possible?
I think that we all know, as President Zelenskyy says, that any war is signed with an agreement at a table, no matter what happens on the battlefield. But we don't know what exactly the other side is going to look like. We know that Ukrainians are obviously determined. They've been fighting back not just these last 2 years, but the last 10 years, maybe some would say last several centuries, against constant attempts at domination. What we don't know exactly is what's going to be the future of the country to the north of Ukraine. There are so many political instabilities in Russia right now that all rely on one single person who is rapidly approaching an elderly age, is surrounded by people who love to use poisons. So what we don't know, as the rest of the world, is what's going to happen with the future of Russia. And that's probably the most crucial part of this negotiation process, which will probably not begin before 2025.
Another component of all of this is, as a close ally of Russia, China also played a role in these peace talks, issuing its own peace plan for the region. Do you think this could force Russia's hand to negotiate in a powerful way, Andrij?
Well, let me differentiate a couple of things that we were talking about here. What President Zelenskyy has described all summer, not just this past month at the press conference, but he also described this earlier this year, is he's going to present a victory plan. This is going to be a way for the American Congress and the American people, as well as our other allies, to understand what the path forward is militarily and diplomatically for the Ukrainian people to achieve victory. That's separate from a peace plan that President Zelenskyy put out in 2022. One of the first countries to put out a peace plan was Ukraine. And the first part of that was just adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in July, which is specifically demanding that Russia leave any nuclear power plants, that nuclear power plants should not be a battlefield. What is being proposed from other sides, like this China plan from last year, or what Cuba and Brazil are proposing, those are all in line with these international summits, similar to what Ukraine has not only did in Switzerland in June this year, but also has been doing these ad hoc committees with different countries of trying to figure out what the rest of the world might want to see. And so that's really where the China-Russia document that's being bandied about and has been proposed for a year now, as well as this Brazil proposal and other countries. These are all in line with how the rest of the world is going to feel comfortable with a resolution, because it's really important for the rest of the world, for a country like Ukraine, which dominates the international food market. Gas transit goes through it. So many raw materials come from Ukraine that it would really affect the future of the international economy for it to go south.
It certainly would, and I appreciate the distinction there. Andrij Dobriansky, always great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.